All right, friends, we're going to take a look at some different places in art history where artists have created pictures of people in motion. So this first one is in ancient Greece. So a couple thousand years ago, ancient Greeks were making pottery and they were painting on the pottery. This type of pottery here is called an amphora, and on it we see a goddess. Her name is Eos. She's the one with the wings, and she's chasing this prince named Thynos. And they like to tell stories on their pots. But what I want you to look at are the people. Do you see how Eos is chasing after him? Her arms are out. She's trying to catch him. She's leaning forward, and the prince is leaning away. He's trying to get away. His leg is stretched out. His arm is reaching against away from her. This arm is reaching out. He's looking back to see what's coming. So the way that this artist used just really simple lines and shapes to show this emotion helps us give an idea of what this story is about. This one is a little more recent. This one is Edgar Degas, and he is a French artist, or was a French artist. And you can see here that he is showing a ballet dancer adjusting her slippers. So she's trying to get the strings on her shoe right. And I think this is a pose that a lot of us have done before. We've gotten a rock in our shoe, or our shoelaces need retied. So here we can see that her body is bent over and she's lifting up one foot and kind of leaning against something here. Her arm is down. She's playing with the straps on her ribbons, and this other arm is kind of helping to make sure that she is not falling. But her body is definitely moving around, and we get an idea of what she's doing just based on what we're taking a look at here. Okay, and this next one, this is an old piece. It was made in the 500s. It's a Sasanian artist, which is modern Iran, so the Middle East. And here we see a king who is riding a horse. And you see that he is pointing with one hand and holding on to his horse tightly with the other one. He's looking straight ahead. His body is kind of bent over to make sure that he has motion. And this is on a metal plate. So the artists that made this used gold and silver and other precious materials to make really beautiful pieces of artwork. But we can see again that having people moving and doing things are really important. This last one is an American painter. His name was Winslow Homer, and these boys are playing a game called Snap the Whip. It's kind of similar to Red Rover, if you've ever played that, but there is so much motion happening in here. You can see the one boy on the end here is really straining. His whole body is leaning backwards to hold this guy. And these kids are really, this kid is holding on, and this one is really running. And this boy on the end that is falling over, he's all in motion too. So the way that artists show people's bodies gives us a lot of clues about the stories that they're trying to tell. Whether they're trying to tell, like in this painting, a story about kids who are playing games, or they're trying to tell about how great their king is and what an amazing hunter he is by showing him riding, or they're showing just everyday life by showing this woman adjusting her slipper, or they're telling the stories of their gods and their princes. So people have used people in motion for thousands of years to tell stories and to tell us about things. Most of the time in art, when we've been drawing, a lot of times we draw people who are kind of straight up and down and not moving a lot. In the next lesson, we're going to learn how to draw people who are moving, and we are going to start by taking a look at some pictures from the Olympics. So go ahead, and when you're done with this one, grab a pencil and grab a piece of paper, and let's get started on doing some drawing.